that's kind of par for the course. Is you're depending on me to be prepared, and I'm not.
You're not prepared. This epic disaster. Now, I just want you to know, I'm going to do a psychic test right now.
Are we recording?
We are.
Okay.
I need to sharpen my skills. Last week, I was dead on both colors. This week, I'm going to just pick. All right, here, you tell me to stop.
Stop.
Right there.
I meant stop.
I'm going to say this is a 2. Now, I don't know which 2. It's this card. I've got a deck of cards here, by the way. I'm going to say it's 2.
It would be one of the 4 2s.
Yeah.
It's a 2.
I'm just telling you.
You've been whipping out your magic skills.
No, it's not magic. You the one that said stop. I stopped right there. You saw me. I pulled it out.
Actually, I wasn't
and
looking.
I said
Do
it
it
was
again.
a 2. No, I'm not
I'd like
doing
to do it.
I'm not doing it again. I already did it. It's just like keep doing it until it doesn't happen, and then you go, see, you don't know. So I did it. So I got it. I'm not even going to guess the colors today of dropping the stone. By the way, let's have a beer.
All right, I'm doing
now,
it.
you already have a little start on your liquor. I did not.
You liquor, you brought her. Oh my God, did I say that out loud?
I don't know why. I think we're all used to it.
Yeah. So today we are drinking for our, please explain, our live beer review.
Our live beer review. Yes, this is our live beer review.
And what does that mean?
Well, live beer review is something we've done on every show we've ever done. And then some people think we do it not on the show. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
Live beer review is something that we have a beer and we've never had the beer before on the show. We drink, or at least we don't think.
Right.
There's a couple beers I don't even know if we've had them because we've had so many beers. But we try it, we drink it. If we like it, we tell you at the end of the show what we think of it and if it sucks or if it's good. Today on the show, we have a new beer and it is called
Boojum.
Boojum.
Well, no, I'm sorry. It's called Balsam, but it's by Boojum Brewing Company. It's a brown ale.
I think I would have remembered this if we had.
We have never had this.
We've never had this at all.
It's brewed and canned by Boojum Brewing Company
Boojum.
in Waynesville, North Carolina. We've got ourselves one 12-ounce can here that we're going to share. That
just sounds like a Southern nickname. I don't know what that means, and I'm not making fun if it's something that's very important. It just sounds like, oh, hey, let's go get Boojum.
Wow.
Let's get Boojum and go hunt some deer.
Wow. Oh my
that's
goodness.
what it could be.
It maybe. I mean, that's one option. Let's go with that. This is 5% alcohol by volume. It's a Balsam Brown Ale. It says, a welcome companion, this beautiful brown ale is flavorful, approachable, and easygoing. A little bit of roast and a little bit of toast with a nutty caramel flavor and a smooth, light finish make you want to gather around and crack one open. So let's see if that's true.
Me and Boojum's going to crack one open.
Do you know how funny I think it is that you have always, since I've known you, you've mentioned that like
Why are you taking the whole bit?
I'm not. One of the last like groups of people that people make fun of is hillbillies.
I can make fun of hillbillies.
And you make fun of hillbillies.
I don't make fun of it necessarily. I grew up with hillbillies. I come from hillbilly stock.
This is true.
So I'm allowed to do it. Just like if you're Jewish, you can make fun of Jewish culture, Jewish people.
Okay.
If you're black, if you're Asian, if you're Native American, you can make fun of your own. You're allowed.
All right.
So me and Boojum can make fun of the hillbillies.
Wow.
Me and Boojum. That's a great name, too. Boojum. I stepped in some Boojum.
Oh, my gosh. By the way, it's spelled Boojum.
Yeah.
Boojum.
Boojum. I love that. So this beer, it's kind of reddish. It's a little reddish. It's the color of a fox.
It's a brown ale.
The color of a fox, which is weird because there's a fox on it. I didn't even know that.
There is a fox.
It's a fox with a damn banjo. It's a Boojum fox. You might be a redneck if you like Boojum banjo. I wonder if Boojum means banjo. Boojum plays the banjo.
Why don't you Google it?
I'm not going to.
All right, taste it.
It smells like some other beers we've had. It smells like Boojum.
You can't. I'm trying to drink, and you make me giggle.
Okay. Okay. Brown ale.
Yeah, it's a brown ale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That shit tastes like Boojum. I want to talk that way the whole show.
Please don't. We will not get through this if you do.
Yeah. What do we want to do? So, should we go right in and do a little Would You Rather?
I don't know. Do you want to talk about your week first?
I'm resisting the urge to do Boojum voice the
tell.
whole show.
I can tell. It's painful.
I don't know why.
Do you?
I want to.
Tell me what happened this week for you.
Nothing. It's sort of true and sort of not. So no one wants to hear this, but and I don't know why. So first of all, I'm
You
old.
just started 3 sentences.
I'm old. I'm so old.
You're not that old.
I don't know that I've ever felt less old in my life. I feel more old now than I've ever felt, and of course I am.
Well, you are older today than you were yesterday. That's
Everybody
true.
is.
But
So-
sometimes having some physical pain does that.
So I had to go to the doctor because I got a knee problem. But see, I've been tearing my meniscus, and I didn't even know what that was a year ago. But I've torn, and I keep doing it like at work and just driving, and so I went to the doctor. And the doctor said it's so easy to tear your meniscus, which I didn't know. But anyway, and that's a thing in your knee. It's a little thing in your knee, and I've been tearing it.
It's a tendon. It's the thing I had knee
It's
surgery
like
on
padding.
3 years
it's like
ago.
padding that in there, and you can rip it. I don't know why it's so easy, but the doctor said you can tear your meniscus doing anything. It's like the easiest thing to do, which I think is weird. And I actually think that I tear it driving. I think I was sitting because I'm tall, and I sit in these small cars, and my wife has a little VW Bug, and she drives, and I just ride in the passenger seat, and it sits so low to the ground, and just folding myself into the car, I think that's what does it. I think my wife's Bug is ripping my meniscus. I've never said that before out loud, but I just want people to know it.
Well, let me put it this way. Tearing your meniscus is not an old person injury. Tearing your meniscus happens to everybody. Like my first husband, we were playing Sega Genesis.
You ripped your meniscus off.
We were playing
Sega.
Madden football.
Oh, wow.
I think he was like 21, 22, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sitting on the floor. So he did one of those moves where you put your feet flat on the floor and push yourself up.
Oh, yeah.
And when he did, his kneecap just went, bam, bam. It like popped out and back in. And guess what happened? He folded his meniscus and he didn't go have it looked at.
Uh-oh.
And so over time, he rubbed it to pieces.
Well, so this one hurts like crazy. I mean, hurt worse than any of them so far. And it's in a weird location that none of the other ones have been, to where a knee brace does not alleviate the pain. And so anyway, I don't want to go into all this pain stuff, but anyway, I can't hardly walk right now. It's very painful.
I noticed.
So I decided, so here's another thing. God, I don't want to even talk about all this stuff, but so I noticed maybe 2 years ago that my ankle was swelling up. And I never,
leg, or does it matter?
Huh?
Same leg, or does it matter?
Well, when I noticed it was swelling up, my meniscus wasn't torn. It was one of my ankles.
Okay.
I'm not even going to say.
Okay.
I don't want people coming up to me looking.
How's your left ankle?
Yeah, I don't want them coming up looking. That's the guy right there that has the thing. Yeah.
He's got that swollen ankle.
But I noticed, and I didn't do anything about it. I was just like, oh, that's weird. Okay. Isn't that so stupid? Well, I didn't go to the doctor and get it looked at. I was just like, oh, I guess that happens.
You're asking me.
I just didn't do anything about it. But I just noticed it was swollen, and there was no pain.
Right.
And I guess I just thought, oh, I guess that happens when you get older or something. I don't know why. It's so dumb. But I didn't get it looked at. Anyway, so that's been like that for probably a year and a half, 2 years, or at least noticing it, I think. Mm-hmm. And then my knee. So I just thought, I'm going to go. Because when the knee was hurting really bad, and I noticed that my ankle actually got a little swoller.
More swollen.
More swoller than normal. And so I thought, well, I need to go get this checked. So I made an appointment, and I went. And then here's the other thing. My blood pressure's been going up, and they put me on medication, and it hasn't been responding. So I've been a little worried about that, too. So I just thought, I'll go knock them all out. So I went. And I got checked on, And so they did all the tests. So here's the thing. She says, can't do anything about the knee unless you just go to the
You have to go to an orthopedist.
Yeah.
And I
she's
gave
like,
you mine.
I can do something, but it's not going to help. You need to go to the orthopedist.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And the swelling in your ankle, you should buy some of those compression socks.
I told you that too.
Grandpa. Go get the little grandpa socks.
You should just listen to me.
And then she's like, I can help you with the blood pressure. So she gave me blood pressure pills now. So now I'm on the blood pressure pills and a quart of Pedialyte every day.
So you were on something that I used to take and have taken for years.
And I still am on that because that actually, I have little heart palpitations and it's
and that
controlled
helps
that.
With that, but not
hasn't
the
done anything to blood. So basically, it was just an old guy's thing.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I immediately went and had an Impossible Burger at Killer Burgers. And now we know why. I did, man. It was so good.
I miss those so much.
Man, that was
and I
good.
have one blocks from my house.
Why don't you go?
Because I don't.
I don't do it a lot. So I mean, I don't feel bad about it, even though my blood pressure was high. And so I had that. And then I came home, and so I mean everything right now. And then so at one point I was naked. I'm not going to tell you why. I was naked and I looked in the mirror and I saw like old guy things on me.
Old guy things?
Like places on me were like turning into like old guy skin and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, what in the hell? I think so. Like today I told my wife, I was like, if you die, I would just go ahead and kill myself. And she was like,
that's ridiculous.
No, I would. And she was like, why would you do that? You could get a hot new wife. And I was like, what hot new person is going to look at grandpa body here with all of the stuff? No.
Okay, let me put it this way.
Today is Betty White's 99th birthday. I might get Betty White.
Maybe.
Possibly. I think she's booked. Betty's
think she is.
99 is still hot.
She is.
But
it's guess who else's birthday it is?
Today is the birthday of Eartha Kitt.
Yep, Eartha Kitt and
your dog.
My dog.
Toffee's birthday. 3 years old.
Today's Toffee's birthday. She's 3 years old.
Yeah, so she can finally calm down.
She has calmed down. Tell me I'm wrong. She has calmed down.
A little bit.
Quite a lot. But let me put it, if Maria were to die tomorrow, and I don't like talking about that because it just doesn't make me happy.
Like either I killed her or natural causes.
Right, either one. Well, okay, let me rephrase, because if you killed her, the next thing I'm going to say is likely not to happen.
Okay.
But if she died of natural causes, then you would just move in with me and I would take care of you for the rest of your life.
No. I've lived with you. I would never live with you again. You would drive me crazy. No, you just want the insurance money.
What
and then you
insurance
would
money?
From Maria. Then you would bump me off and then you would take mine too. So you would have, that's your plan.
What, you don't
you
have
and Toffee
any insurance.
I do.
And
if she died, then I would be left and then you would like do me off. So
if that were the case, why would you be my beneficiary?
I don't know. It's a trick. It's all a trick.
I
watch the ID channel.
Oh, I do too.
I know what's going on.
I do too.
I figured it all out.
All right.
But anyway, I told him. So I just feel like everything right now is hitting me about being old. I'm getting old. I don't want to. So I've always said that kids are what makes you old.
I thought so too.
And I don't mean necessarily just because they wear you out or whatever. But it's just like so my theory is, so I don't have kids. So my theory, I have friends who have kids, and you mark your life by what goes on with your kids. So like you're like, oh, they're going to kindergarten. Oh, well, it's your first day of first grade or whatever. And then it's like, oh, they're going into high school. And then like, oh, I can't believe it, he's graduating today. And then going to college. And so all of these milestones happen. Next thing you know, you have grandkids.
Yeah.
So whether you feel old or not, you have these old things happening to you. But you're called grandpa.
Right.
And no one calls me grandpa except my wife. But other than that, I don't have grandpa thing. So I can always pretend like I'm 25 until I look in the mirror naked.
And you're not 25.
And then I know I'm not 25 anymore. So I don't know. It's just been hitting me. I don't know, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't care about getting old.
Right.
But So I just all of a sudden, just this Bermuda Triangle of
Events.
things happen. That's just this week. I just kind of felt old. I'm on blood pressure medication finally, the first time in my life. Knee pain, swollen ankle. I'm wearing grandpa socks. So this is my old age week. I'm sorry, but
Don't be sorry. Just start taking better care of yourself.
Me and Boojum are gonna.
Oh dear. Okay, let's do this.
Let's do a little Would You Rather.
Yeah.
You and Boojum. All right.
You're going to read first. I'm going to drop first.
First, I got to put on my reading glasses.
I have to wear reading glasses too. It doesn't make you old.
It does. All right.
All right. You're not going to guess?
No, I'm not going to ruin it. I know it. I'm glad I didn't guess.
Okay.
All right. It's green, ethics, and intellect. Would you rather take money out of the collection basket at church? You go to church?
No.
Would you rather take money out of the collection basket at church or park in a handicap spot right in front of a guy in a wheelchair?
I'd rather take money from the church.
Well, you would steal from a church?
Yes.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's an episode. There's an episode of Dairy Girls. You don't watch that show.
Not yet.
But it's Irish people,
Right.
and they live in Derry.
Dairy
obviously.
as in D-E-R-R-Y, not
Correct.
D-A-I-R-Y. They're not milkmaids.
No, they're not the maids
Dairy
of milking.
as in Dairy, Ireland.
Yes. Or some people call it Londonderry, depending on what side of, stuff you're on. But it's Derry. And so they're at church, and they're doing the collection basket, and the aunt, who is so weird, I don't like her, but she's just so out there. She's like taking money out of the collection basket, and the guy standing next to her, I don't remember who it was, it's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm getting my change. All I had was
Yeah.
a $5,
Yeah, I've wanted to do that before.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
If all you can give is $1.
I would have guessed mine correctly, but not yours.
Ah, so you got yellow.
So I would have had a 50%.
Yellow is random. Oh shit, glasses.
Here you go. Let's put this back in.
Yellow is random. And would you rather
Yes.
live in a world where everyone is a giant compared to you, which would be
Wow.
weird for you because you're normally much taller than most people. Would you rather live in a world where everyone is a giant compared to you, or a world in which everyone has a different skin color than you?
I'll go skin color because that would make me a god.
It would not make you a god.
It would if everybody had a different skin color. Then I'd be the only one that's different, and everybody would be like, "Oh, look at that guy, he's a god." Right now, they're like, "Look at that white freak." But I would be like, I would be like the only person with that skin color. And so I would be revered, I guess.
Or they might think you were the Antichrist or something
I
of
would
that
be-
nature. You
yeah.
would be the
the-
bringer of doom.
Right, would be the guy that they all like call names and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be like the yeah,
Kill it now while it's
Yeah.
still an infant.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. Maybe I don't know, but I still think I would pick that one. I don't know.
well, I mean, how would you feel if you were, or how? Let me rephrase the question. Growing up, or even in your adult years as a young adult, did you ever feel like, I wish I was 5 inches shorter?
There have been a few times. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like being as tall as I am because I generally don't have to put up with crap.
Yeah.
People think you could fight just because you're bigger, and they just won't mess with you. And you could be the world's greatest fighter and be 5'5", and people still mess with you.
Yeah.
So there's a psychological thing. I think people are just like, let's leave that guy alone. So, and I mean, I know I've heard people say it, and it's gotten back to me that somebody said that, and I'm like, oh, if they only knew.
If they only knew.
Yeah. So
And now everybody knows.
yeah, let's leave the tall grandpa alone. But I just, I don't know. I like being, as tall as I am. I could lose a little weight, but that's about it.
Here's one thing I've always admired about you, because I've known many, many tall men. Like one of the guys I dated in high school was 6'8",
Okay.
so taller than you. And everybody I know who is taller than, say, 6'3", tends to, as they get older, kind of shrug over.
I do a little bit, not that much though.
But you have never, as far as you stand up, like you stand straight up.
I gotta strengthen because I feel myself starting to shrink a little bit. I mean, after a while,
Hunch over a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit,
And
yeah.
I need to kind of, I need to stretch and tighten up muscles and
Get
all
that
that kind
posture
of,
going.
Yeah.
But I've always admired that about you, because even women I've known who are taller than most women, they tend to do the same thing. And I don't like to see that. I
Yeah.
like people to stand up and be who they are.
I was on Pinterest recently, and I don't know why it ended up on my, because I don't know. This is how Pinterest works. If you're on Pinterest and you're looking around, and then you're like, oh look, there's a can. I don't know why you'd look this, but there's a can of bug spray, and then you're like, I didn't want to see what the ingredients in that bug spray are, and you click on it. The rest of your every image
Suddenly.
that is all the bug spray that's on Pinterest will
And the
suddenly
bugs to go with them.
will suddenly be on there for you to look at. So, and I know that. I don't know why I click on things. Sometimes I do. But anyway, so I was on Pinterest, and someone, for whatever reason, it showed up on my wall like this really, really tall woman. Mm-hmm. And like freakishly tall. I don't even know how tall she was.
Is that fair?
What?
Freakishly?
I didn't call her a freak.
Oh, okay.
I said freakishly tall.
Okay.
So so I clicked on it, and then all of a sudden on my Pinterest is like every really, really, really tall girl showed up on my wall, which I was totally okay with. So now I don't say this too much. I'm very happy with my wife. I'm not looking. I'm done. But there was a time, and it happened probably right before her. My wife is a shorty.
She's
But
short.
I started really getting like very attracted to tall women, and I'm just like, because I've never dated like a really, really tall girl, like someone like 6 foot or over, you know, someone I was just standing next to that I could look right into the eye.
Right.
And so I thought that would be kind of cool, and it never happened. There were a couple, maybe I got kind of close, but I've always dated like really short, mostly short girls.
Well, you've said on the show before that you prefer a petite.
Yeah, like
person.
I've always liked that, but I just kind of not a fetish, but I kind of got obsessed with maybe going out with a really tall girl. Mm-hmm. So all these tall women are showing up in my Pinterest. Do you know who Carly Kloss is?
Yes.
She was like all over, and she's cute. I mean,
Yes.
but she's also like young enough to be my granddaughter, I think,
Right.
or at least
Maybe
my daughter
not
for
your
sure.
daughter, yeah.
But you know, that kind of very statuesque. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty cool.
You enjoyed your Pinterest.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
viewing that
yeah,
evening,
I don't know. It still makes me think sometimes what that would be like. And you could share clothes. I mean, I wouldn't wear this, but I mean, like, you know, they'd be like, "Can I wear your like?" Right now, my wife's like, "Can I wear your sweatshirt?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I give it to her, and it swallows her up.
Right.
But you know, somebody's like, that's your size, and we're like, "Yeah, that fits you well."
I used to borrow your pants.
I wouldn't even
Not your jeans,
admit
but
that.
I'm talking about like your jammy pants, like comfy pants and stuff like that. And yeah, they were huge on me,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I could manage it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm the tallest person you've ever dated.
Yeah, maybe no. My one of my wives was pretty tall.
One of my wives.
Yeah, I think 5'8", maybe. She was tall.
I'm 5'8".
Well, you said the tallest.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. Well,
I
hold
thought you were
on. Let me
5'7". You
rephrase
said
that.
5'7".
I used to be 5'8".
You're 5'7".
I am now measured at 5'7", and it's because I have 3 herniated discs in my back.
All right.
All right, moving on.
But anyway, so tall women. Now I remember now why I'm telling that story. It was going to go somewhere.
Oh.
But yeah,
Make it go somewhere then.
I don't know. No idea what I was going to say. I forget everything anymore, Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
You know, I will say that your wife is not the only person that's ever called you Grandpa. I said something that offended you greatly.
She doesn't call me Grandpa.
Not in like a weird way.
I call me Grandpa, and then she's learned that it kind of irritates me. It doesn't really irritate me. I mean, I'm 10 years older than her, and age-wise, I could be a grandpa.
You could be, yeah.
But
I could
she
be a
just
grandma.
does it. She just does it to kind of, make fun just a little bit.
Well, you came to the house one day, and you were wearing the cutest outfit.
Huh?
And I said, you look like a cute grandpa. And that
Oh, yeah,
really made you upset.
Yeah, well, it didn't make me upset.
was about
I was
2
like,
years
why are you
ago.
saying that?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, why? Who wants to be a cute grandpa? Where is that thing happening? Somebody's like, I just wish people would recognize I'm a cute grandpa. Me and Boojum.
I think it was the hat, honestly, and the fact that you were
I don't
wearing
wear a
all
lot of
denim
hats.
that day.
Well, okay, so you were talking about this today. We played a little game downstairs, which not me and you, but my wife and you and me, and it was fun. It was anybody can do this. It's on YouTube. It was like guess the first of all, it was like 60s sitcom music, and then guess the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We played. We didn't go far because I don't think we would. None of us would get 2000.
No,
I don't even know if there are movies. I mean, TV shows now. Are there?
There's still on cable. TV shows, but I don't have TV, so I don't watch them.
So it was a little bit of reminiscing and remembering and stuff, but I have to tell you this. So this happened today. Some of this I'm a little embarrassed to share, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I, when I was growing up, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I was born in 62. Early 60s, I don't remember. I think one of the earliest things I can remember is the moonwalk, 69. Now, I would have been able to...
Was that 69?
Yeah.
No.
I would have been able to remember, like, the Beatles.
Yeah.
And Woodstock, because I was born then, but my parents didn't pay attention to that. My dad was into country music. I don't think he cared anything about the Beatles.
Right.
And my mom thought they were all weird. So I wasn't even aware of that until much later. But it went on when I was alive. But like the Beatles came to America in 62, so I never would have known that because I was too young.
Yeah.
And I was too young to understand the implications of a lot of that stuff anyway, you know. But I was alive.
You were.
During that.
Shitting in your drawers.
Yeah, kind of. But like TV shows and commercials and things like that, I definitely remember. A commercial jingle in my head, you know, it'll go on forever. It's still at my age. I can remember.
Oh my God. I hate that whole thing that it just goes on and on and on and on. Make it stop.
Yeah. So, so my favorite cartoon when I was growing up, early on, was the Archies. Loved the Archies. I liked the Archies. Like,
was that a television cartoon?
Yeah, every Saturday.
I had comic books, but I didn't have the cartoon on TV.
It was a cartoon. And not only that, but the Archies, and this is kind of where this conversation is going, became a music group.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. And one of their famous songs is Sugar.
Yeah. That's
the Archies.
It's not.
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be from them singing the cartoon characters, and they did. I don't know how many albums they had out, but that was probably one of their bigger hits.
Really?
So I sing that song to my cat. This is the embarrassing part.
No, it's not embarrassing. I sing to my cat all the time.
My cat's name is Jenny, and so I sing that song to her. That's my song that I sing to her. But I sing, instead of Sugar, I sing Jenny. That's what I do.
There is no other way to emphasize, I think, your love to a pet other than to sing them a song that's just theirs.
It's so stupid. She doesn't care.
Pretty Girl has like 5 songs that I sing to her, which are all taken from other songs, and I just make them up. Yeah.
Well, so I don't know why. There is a commercial on right now. I don't know what it is, but it's it's probably a sugar substitute or something. But they play that song on the commercial. So it hits my head all the time, sugar. And I sing Jenny all the time. Jenny, you know, whatever.
I wonder what it's doing to her.
She doesn't care, just paying attention to her. So today, I don't know why, but today I decided I was getting in the shower, and when I get in the shower, I just put on something on iTunes or whatever and listen to it. And I listen a lot to new songs, or I listen to the radio or whatever. And today, for whatever reason, I was like, what? You know, I've never heard that whole album, the Archies. I'm going to play that while I'm in the shower.
Oh, boy.
So I put on the Archies, and I got in the shower. And it starts out with the theme song to the Archie cartoon. I haven't heard that since I was probably 10 years old.
And you knew it word for word.
I didn't know all of it, but I knew so many lyrics, and I was like, holy crap, I can't believe I haven't heard that in so long.
Right.
And then, you know, and it's just bubblegum pop music, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yet, it's kind of fun. It was just kind of fun, and the sugar and all that. And so then after that, is this interesting?
It is, actually, because I'm suffering from something like that myself right now.
So I started listening. I started thinking about that. I was like, oh, man, the Archies, I love that. And then I was like, But there was an album that I listened to more than the Archies. I didn't even listen to the Archies album, I don't think. But there was an album that I had when I was a kid. The same kind of thing. So I think the Monkees started it.
Yeah, yeah.
So Saturday morning, even though Monkees weren't a cartoon, but Saturday morning group, they were a rock group. They did an album. Those albums sold tons. And the marketing people were like, wait a minute.
Let's do this 5 more times.
We can make money off of this.
Yeah.
So Scooby-Doo had their own band. And, anybody that was a Saturday morning cartoon could have their own band and do an album. And then they would sell tons of money. Tons of records. Make a ton of money.
Right.
I bet the Flintstones had some. But
my God, no, I hope not.
The Brady Bunch did it. You remember that? The Brady Bunch, all the Bradys, they went on, they recorded that song, and that Brady song is still on. What is that song? I hear it all the time. It's a sunshine day.
Yes,
whatever.
That's the one where they do the dance in the bell bottoms.
Yeah.
And they go back and forth. Yes.
It was big.
I visualize it.
They actually went on tour. I can remember my next door neighbor went to see them in Knoxville.
The Brady Bunch
perform. They had like a Vegas show. Yeah, those kids, and I don't know if they probably don't have any money
they
today.
Had a residency in Vegas.
Somebody got rich off of it. I bet those kids got
not
nothing.
Not them.
No. But anyway, going back, kind of rewinding a little bit. So there was a show on Saturday morning, and I actually had the album from this, and it was the Hardy Boys.
Really?
The Hardy Boys.
No, so Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys?
This is before that.
Oh.
So you're thinking like my wife. My wife was like, oh, yeah, Sean Cassidy and Parker Stevenson. No. This was Saturday morning cartoon Hardy Boys.
Oh, okay.
That eventually, the concept was the Hardy Boys solved, the mysteries, but they were also a rock band.
Oh, my God.
And they did an album. And I had that album. I'm going to do something that we've never done in the show, really.
Okay.
I'm going to illegally play some music. Now, here's the thing.
I'm now an accessory before the fact.
A couple of things.
And so is everybody listening.
If this episode ever gets pulled, it's because of that.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about it because even though that album, you can't. By the way, let me just say, you can find this album on iTunes. If you have iTunes, do it. Listen to this album. I'm going to tell you. Wait a second. Okay. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to play the whole album for sure. I'm just going to play little bits and pieces, and I'm going to comment. That's why I think that it's probably illegal. It's not. You can't get a CD of this. If I had the.
I'm sure it's got to be digital only.
Yeah, they said that it's never been released as in CD. It was released on iTunes in 2011.
Okay.
But so I just remember when I was a kid listening to this, I was kind of obsessed with this album. I listened to it so much, and I listened to it today for the first time since I was probably 11. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I could sing every freaking song on it.
Don't
I could not believe
that?
It's still in my head somewhere in there.
Yes.
And when I listened to it, I was like, holy crap, this is actually good music. Now, it's pop music. It's bubblegum.
Right.
But it's good. And it's better than the Archies. It didn't sell as much. But that's why I want to play a little bit of it.
I will tell you, it's funny.
I want to challenge you.
It's funny that you're bringing this up now because last Friday I did one of these things where I was trying to prepare for something I had to do that afternoon, and I was not happy. So I just started playing music, and the song that I've been waking up with in my head for like the last week is "Dancing Queen" by ABBA.
Yeah.
So I started with that, and then I just went down that road, and I knew every single lyric from every single song that played, and I hadn't heard some of those songs. Like I forgot they existed, and suddenly they were right there.
Yeah.
So I get it, but what's the challenge?
Well, I'm just going to say, first of all, doing this is kind of illegal. I'm giving out props to the people. I'm not doing this to be illegal. I'm doing it because I just want to talk about how great this album is, and I also want to say, if you have iTunes, the ability to go to Apple Music or whatever, do it. Go listen to this whole album. And even though I would admit, you have to remember it's a cartoon group singing. It's definitely bubblegum pop. But as you will hear, as you will hear, it's got some teeth to it.
Really?
So, teeth. So I just want to play just a little bit. So first of all, I'm going to play a little bit here. Now you might even remember this. This is the intro. Maybe you'll remember it. Oh boy, they're having a party.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember this?
No.
Yeah.
No, I
right.
don't remember. What year did you say this show was?
So that song came out in 1969.
Yeah, I wasn't born.
No, you weren't born
until 5 years later.
So
5 years
now,
later.
no one can see this, but if you look at this, so here's the thing. I was so in love with this girl. Now, she was in the group. Now, you can find a live action video of them singing that song on YouTube. I would say do. Man, she was cute.
Okay, stop.
And then these were the two dudes. This was the Hardy Boys there.
And who are those two dudes?
He's the drummer. He's the sax player. She plays tambourine.
Oh,
and they
okay.
were all in. They were part of the group. But all right. So I'm gonna do. Let me see. I gotta go back. Go to. So listen to this.
Listening.
Let's see. I'm not gonna play all of these.
Yeah, please don't.
This is not bubblegum. Listen to this. That's that. Little horns in there.
I mean, without the horns, that
Yeah.
could have been like from 20 years ago.
Well, it's like the Monkeys.
Yeah.
And then my life begins to shine. Ooh.
Wow. You're killing me.
And then
You're
listen,
killing me.
I loved this song like it was a woman. I don't know why.
I do.
Can you get any 60ers in this? It's like Austin Powers.
Now, without the lyrics, I know why you liked it. With the lyrics, I'm going to say nah. Oh, because they're talking about lips. That's it. You were a kid. You never kissed a girl, had you?
No. Are you? I didn't know you were supposed to kiss girls back then.
But the beat is lower.
Yeah.
So I definitely get that you...
So here's the chorus. Listen. It changes. That's awesome.
Stop. You have to turn it off now. It's been too long.
Oh, man. That's good.
You're going to get sued. Stop.
That's some good stuff. So here's the thing. I'm going to figure out how to turn that off. So, I mean, it has horns in it. It's just like, I mean, there's some funk in that album. And it's not like the Archies. If you're listening to Sugar, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little excited.
You are. It's a little awkward.
If you listen to Sugar, it's so candy. I mean, it really is. It's actually
about
full of
sugar.
I know. But it's the Archies and whatever.
Yeah.
But this one actually, I challenge anyone. And so I was playing for my wife, and then she kind of got interested in it. So she started looking it up, find out who wrote the songs and the people that sing in it actually were in a band, and they went on tour, like kind of like the Monkees, I guess. And they did these songs live. They actually did 2 albums. So the 2 lead guys are not together as a group anymore, but they both are. I think they're in Milwaukee, and they're still alive and still doing music. They have to be like 75 years old, 80 years old almost.
At least.
Isn't that weird?
So weird.
I want to know this girl. I got such a crush on her, man. She had like the little mini dress and the tambourine. She's like bang, bang. She's banging her hips, and I was like, I'll bang your hips, baby. No,
wow.
I didn't. I didn't know anything. I didn't know hips were for banging. Hips don't lie.
That's what Shakira says.
Yeah. But man, I don't know how many of our listeners are old enough.
None.
To have experienced the Hardy Boys.
0.
So I was telling my wife, and this is true. So my brother is blonde. I am dark hair.
Yeah.
So whenever we were kids, and there was like a duo, especially like blonde and brunette duo, that was us. So like when we would play Starsky and Hutch.
And Dukes of Hazzard.
He was Hutch.
Yeah.
I was Starsky. Now, Dukes of Hazzard, I was a little old to play.
Oh, that's right.
So we didn't do that.
Yep.
When we were kids, he was always the blonde dude. I was always the dark-haired dude. So the Hardy Boys, there was a blonde guy. There was a dark-haired guy. And so we were those guys. But I always thought that the blonde guy had cooler hair. So I was kind of jealous a little bit.
Were you, when you were younger, were you and your brothers and sisters musically inclined?
Not really.
Like, did
we should have been, but we didn't do anything. I mean, my parents both were musicians.
Right.
but we didn't do much. Now, as we got older, some of them went off and sang and did bands and
like
stuff.
I know one who plays guitar.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah. So everybody kind of did their own thing as they got older. And I was in band. I was in high school band. I played trombone, which there's
this one time at band camp.
so many calls for trombonists
these days.
And I play around with it. I've got guitars and stuff here. So, but I never did it outside of
school or something like that. Okay. Because you guys would have made an awesome band. You got
like
seven
the
of
Partridge
you.
Family.
You got 7 of you.
No.
And then your parents on top of that. Yeah. That would have
happened.
Could have.
But anyway, so I first of all, the fact that I remembered the lyrics still blew me away. Now, I listened to that record because when I was growing up, it's a different time. You didn't have, like now, kids seem to have access to music all the time. If you had an album, if you bought an album, it was like one of your prized possessions. You saved your money, you come up with $10 and you went to the record store and you had to pick the perfect record.
Yes.
And so I can remember the first CD I ever bought. So my dad, I don't know where he got it. He had a connection with somebody who worked in radio, I think. And he brought home this box full of 45s.
Oh, wow.
Little singles.
Yeah.
And man, we played those like crazy. So a lot of my early songs that I remembered came from that stash. And some of them weren't even hits.
Yeah, they were just songs.
Like Paul Anka was in there.
What's wrong with Paul Anka?
I'm not saying anything's wrong with Paul
right.
Anka. I'm just saying he, at the time, he was well known, but he wasn't like the rock god.
So I just got something that stuck in my head just now.
Okay.
If you and your siblings with your parents had done a kind of a Partridge Family thing, it would be the Baldwin family thing. If you had done that, you would have been famous prior to the Baldwin actors.
Yeah, everybody would be saying...
They'd say that they took their name from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, are you the Baldwin family singers?
Exactly.
No, we're different. Because I have to do that now. Everybody's like, oh, are you the famous Baldwin brothers?
Are you with a Baldwin?
Because that happened in the 80s. Before that, there was no one knew. Everybody like, well, how do you spell that?
Yep. Now everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But you guys would have been...
But it's kind of easy because when you say Baldwin and they go, what? And you go, like Alec Baldwin, the actor. And they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, then they
Used
get
to,
it.
I would say, like the piano. And people didn't always know
what
that
was
right.
either. All you have to do is say, winning when bald. I'm Baldwin. But no. Probably not.
Yeah, that works.
But you're not bald.
You used to be like Brown. Here's what I discovered, though. It doesn't matter what your name is.
No, I still have to tell people.
What's your name? Brown. Did you say Braun?
No,
Brown.
Here's what I say. When I call somebody and they're like, can I get your name, please? And I'm like, yes, it's Cheri, spelled Cheri, and the last name is Brown, like the color. Like, that's how I pronounce it every time. That's how I tell people. Because if I say Brown, they're going to say, is there an E on the end of that? Or something silly like that. And when I say Cheri, they have no clue because there's like 12,000 ways to spell it.
But it doesn't matter how simple. If you're Smith,
yeah,
people like. Did you say Smith? Is that 2 F's?
Right.
Like, no, Smith. Huh?
Is that with a Y?
Like you sniffing? No, Smith. Oh, okay. You said Boojum. 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 Boojum.
My God. Shut this shit down. Do it now.
Boojum.
Let's talk about
I
this
don't know.
beer. Are you done with your story? Because guess what?
I guess but I do want to highly encourage people who have access to listen to that album and go into it knowing what it is.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not Fish.
No.
It's not. Who else?
It's not Metallica.
No, it's not Metallica. It's not. It's bubblegum pop.
Yep.
Okay. So that genre, listen to it. It's not bad. And so we were kind of doing some research and trying to figure out who wrote the songs and how it came up to pass. And there were people some people were just like, I don't care what you say. This is one of the best albums that came out of the 60s. And it is. It's so good.
I mean, out of the 60s, just based on what you just played for me, I would say yeah. Yeah,
listen to it. I didn't realize how much I missed it.
Aww. That's kind of sweet.
And that girl.
Ooh. Oh my cat. You and your girls.
All right. We in Boojum. Let's talk about the beer. What's going on with the beer? What's happening with the beer?
How do you feel about the beer?
You know what? I liked it. I liked it.
It's
Man,
good.
Boojum liked it. I like the. It's got a nice flavor. It's
a balsam brown ale.
Yeah, I liked it.
And again, it's only 5% alcohol. It's made by Boojum
Yeah.
Brewing Company out of somewhere in Waynesville, North Carolina.
Well, I got a friend who lives in Waynesville. Been there many times.
Do you really?
Through
How
there.
close is that to Asheville?
I think it's like an hour, but I'm not positive exactly.
That's cool. I will say I also liked it. I would have another one of those.
Me too.
So
Although we don't have another one.
No, we only got the one, and it was gifted to us. Thank you. I will say that I like the artworart on it.
Yeah,
it's got a
fun.
fox with a banjo. It's got some bunnies.
Very southern.
Very,
Bears.
very southern.
Little bear.
I'm gonna give it. If it's time to rate, I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay, I was gonna give it a 3.
I don't know. I like a brown ale. Oftentimes, I like a brown ale better than a porter.
Okay.
But yeah, this one's pretty good. I would have more than one of these.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It does. You kind of lose a little carbonation, but still not bad. It's got a good flavor. I enjoyed it.
There's no sweet. That's what I like. There's no sweet.
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of dark. It's a little, I was going to say leathery, but not quite
Well,
that
it does
deep.
say it talks about toast and roast.
Yeah,
So I
get
get
the
some
toast,
of that.
I get the roast. Yeah.
I don't get any caramel.
I do a little bit.
Well, okay, yeah, maybe just a little bit at the end.
Yep.
Little tiny sweetness. Yummy.
That's a good thing. All right. Well, try it out if you can. It'd be a great beer to drink with the Hardy Boys. So the album is called Here Come the Hardys. Okay. You'll find it on iTunes. And they did do another one. I think it's called Wheels. And I never heard that one, but it's actually out there too. So I got to listen to that. But that'll be all new stuff. So none of it will have any meaning to me.
You won't remember the lyrics.
Won't know a single lyric.
Okay.
I'm surprised I did this one. But I would challenge people to listen to it open-mindedly.
Obviously.
And send a email to us at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us what you thought of it. If you like, so it was recorded in Chicago, and it's got that kind of Chicago big band horns soul review. Blues,
all music had to
Brothers
had to have horns.
You know, the
in
Blues
it.
Brothers had the horns. The kind of a
Yes.
rhythm soul review. It has a little bit of that in it, a little flavor.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. It's not what you think it might be.
I'm gonna listen.
All right,
I'll let you know what I think.
People, thank you for listening to this epic disaster. I don't know that we have too many listeners anymore. We've lost them all.
One or two.
We just get rid of them all. But we're glad if you're remaining. We're glad that you do remain, and we wish that you would contact us and tell us hi. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us that you're still out there. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us occasionally on Twitter. The shows are always up on YouTube, but we prefer you subscribe. Subscribe so that you will know as soon as we upload.
Which isn't always on time.
We try to make it on time.
We try to do on time.
But if you subscribe, you'll get it immediately. And then after you subscribe, tell everybody what you think of the show. Leave us a star. Leave us some comments. And that would be great.
It would be great. I would really appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you next Monday here where we always are.
In your studio.
That's right. We will be here and we will release a new show.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Me and Boojum says goodbye.
Oh, dear.
Is that too much?
No. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.